right now.
If you like Dungeons and Dragons or Dragon Deez Dice, a comedy D&D 5e actual play show, where a group of inexperienced heroes embark on a vast and deep storyline within a homebrew world brimming with magic and mischief, sure to have you rolling
with
laughter.
No.
Laughter?
I hate it here.
What was with that pause, Peanut?
I said the thing.
Yeah, that was a crazy pause. What?
Lynn, I'm going over a few things here. You're actually contractually obligated to laugh.
No.
Almost the city of Lupinpine, the gang hopes to meet up with some allies and begin the process of learning more about the city and the Colosseum they've made it their mission to destroy. This area is a particular sore spot, as it is now run by Dragon Deez, a rich and pompous businessman who also happens to be the father of Balthazar's worst student. To make matters worse, when the king killed the group's party member Sana, her heart was ripped out and given to Dragon Deez, told to deliver it to one named OK Bottleby. Fast forward to now, and the group has stopped on the side of the road to help a group of circus freaks Shello once belonged to, under the leadership of Bottleby himself. It was all fun and games until Georgie the tattooed tabaxi arrived after getting in contact with the others from the circus, at which point the freaks attacked you all in order to try and kill Shello for unknown reasons, Georgie escaping. But after killing the rest of the freaks, you're now here alone with a bounty hunter hitchhiker named Cruce that seems gleefully suspicious in his own right. Mherren is now returning after bonding with her new familiar Zamora outside on a cold and rainy night. You come back and notice that there's like a wooden board covering the door of the freak show caravan on the outside of it, like a wooden board put between the door handles to kind of keep it closed. Seeing this is odd, you went over and just kind of like removed it and opened up the doors, and to your bewilderment, maybe disappointment, you see Shello, Balthazar, and Pebble covered in blood, all the freak show people around them on the ground, dead in various brutal ways, and directly in front of the door, in front of you, kind of away from your allies, is this red tiefling that was here earlier, that was being given like a ride north. He kind of has like a smile to you, open the door, kind of using a toothpick. Well, hello there.
What could have possibly happened?
Hello, Mherren. We were playing a game.
The people of the freak show attacked Shello.
Why?
And we were all having fun.
It appears they think he's some sort of monster or something.
Well, they didn't say monster.
Well, okay. They called him a freak, but not in the way he wants to be.
It's the way that I am.
Well, okay. They were saying that Shello's not like them, that they're in the freak show, but Shello's an actual freak. And they tried to kill him.
What in the nine hells?
Well, what Georgie was saying is that my home is in the freak show because I'm a freak like everyone else.
He said that you're not like everyone else, Shello. He doesn't think you're the same as him and as the rest of the people in the freak show. Mherren, I tried explaining to him what was going on, but the entire time he thought it was a game. Georgie, the bald cat, when Shello went to touch him, he recoiled like he was gonna hurt him or something.
What the hell?
I don't know.
Are we done playing now that Mherren is here?
Yeah, buddy. We're done playing.
This makes me an accessory to murder, so I think we should all just get going.
Aren't you a bounty hunter?
Yeah, I'm not a murderer.
Oh.
Fair enough.
But
How
you
was
do
the
kill.
board? How did you guys get locked in here?
Georgie, the hairless tabaxi, he snuck out the back, put a board over the door to keep them in. He said something about not being able to do it himself.
Looks like he
Okay.
still cares about Shello, at least, but they were still going to kill him.
Mm-hmm. Guilt and care is not the same thing.
I guess, yeah.
Can I
And,
just do like a quick visual sweep and see if there's any stuff I can nab? I'm sorry, they're dead now. It doesn't matter. Anything that seems like it has a good amount of value or is magical.
Okay, yeah, just make a general investigation check then.
Okay, that doesn't suck. 18.
You're not necessarily getting anything like there's no like magical weapons they have or anything. It seems they just all have like sort of basic weapons, pretty, to your estimate, not even like very good weapons. It seems they like make like swords for sword swallowing and stuff here, so it's not like anything that would really be used for combat even. I mean, it could be, but it's not like finely made or anything. You find 2 healing potions.
Ooh.
All together from various places, pouches on the people's bodies, and like some chests as admirers from fans with like some bouquet of roses and things. You find in total 2,000 gold.
Yo.
I love looting.
I have a guilty conscience doing it.
Oh, I do as well, but I've started getting sick of being too broke to buy literally anything.
Hold on,
Like,
you
I
were
don't think I've
judging
been
us
able
for
to-
murder before.
This isn't murder, this is looting. Different things.
I mean,
Well, we're all in this together. We're all going north. We may as well continue traveling together, right? In my professional opinion, we just leave this all here and just pretend we were never here. No one saw me getting on with them when I was in the capital. I mean, no one knows you guys are here, I assume. We can just leave it all here.
who will be here to pick up their things?
You know them, right? Do you think anyone would come looking for them? They went missing?
Maybe in time.
Well, that's fine.
So-
That'll give us enough time to get away from here. I'm telling you, no one would ever know any of us were here.
Nobody came looking for me.
Oh.
Mherren, I'm sure you found many things on my friends' bodies.
I was
Any-
looting the care.
Jesus.
Anything? Is there anything to remember them by?
Healing potion. I mean, they have their sword swallowing swords.
Just like a hair comb from Lowbrow Lois or something.
Yeah, then you find a eyebrow comb.
Hug Mherren to the side. This tiefling, he's a bounty hunter and he's somehow trying to recommend that we take him with us. I don't think that's a smart idea. If he came from the capital, there's likely that if the capital's still after us, which it might be, that he might have information on a bounty on us.
I definitely think that we shouldn't trust him. He's doesn't strike me as the most forthcoming sort, but I think we could be tentative allies for a little while.
He's
He
a bounty
could.
hunter. How are we
I
supposed to know
know.
he doesn't get a bounty for us? We're not exactly like.
Do you think he
great
could take
people.
all of us at once?
I don't
I
know. He
think-
could at least take one of us.
I think we need to stop underestimating our enemies. Gotten us into a lot of trouble.
I don't know. I feel like we can think about using them instead, though.
I was gonna say while the party's having a devious discussion about using people, I'd like to walk up, just kind of try and make small talk.
You're heading northernward?
Going to Lupinpine to meet up with my partners.
Oh, you have partners. That's wonderful. And what is the job you're doing there?
Like I said, I'm a bounty hunter, but well, we were just sort of hired to be I guess security.
Are you still security?
I suppose technically, but I mean, the job doesn't really start till I get there.
May I shake your hand?
He's standing there doing that thing where he's like crossing his arms, resting them on the hilt of his sword. It's like sheathed, hanging from his belt, and he just kind of like limply like moves his hand in front of you to like shake your hand.
I'll shake his hand with one of my little arms.
You certainly are quite secure.
What are you going up north for?
We are visiting a friend of ours, an artiste.
Sounds pleasant.
I hope you and your partners have a great time.
Thanks. You too.
I'm just gonna keep standing with him and staring at him, even though the conversation has ended.
God. Oh my God.
Stares back for a little bit, but then like after you don't stop, he starts just kind of like looking around, pretending you're not there.
There's no way we can tell if this guy's intentions around us are good or not. I think just too risky. He's going to the same area where we are.
I mean, my worry is also he will go there anyway, and he'll just follow us. We're not exactly the
but-
most subtle.
We are his fastest right out of here, so we can probably get a bit of distance on him.
But we'd be stuck in Lupinpine for a while, and I'm assuming that's where he's headed too. It would only be a matter of time until he found us, especially with what we're planning. It wouldn't be a one-night trip.
Mhm.
I just think it might be better to make him think that we consider him an ally before we need to split.
Oh,
Maybe, but I okay. But I don't want to be with him for that long.
Yeah, no, the first
Yeah.
chance we get, we'll ditch him.
Okay.
And I
Right.
may be completely wrong on this. If things go poorly quicker than we assume, that feel free to give me a tongue lashing. Understandable. Stop.
Uh,
That it just means yell at me.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry, I misunderstood what that meant.
it's fine. I trust your judgment.
Okay. I don't think we should trust him. Don't trust a word that comes out of his mouth. I'm
Hmm.
sure even if he tells some truth, it will only be a half truth. But I think overall it's just more worth it to let him think that we don't suspect anything. Because worst
Mhm.
comes to worst, he's doing exactly what we think he's doing, and we already know we can get the jump. And best case scenario, he just wants a lift.
Pretty late. However, I don't think we should stay here any longer than we already have. We should probably just get going right away. Either camp out further down the road, or just get the Lupinpine as fast as possible.
I don't normally need sleep.
Right. You seem like you do something creepy like that.
Thank you.
So rude.
Damn.
I don't like this guy, but fuck, that's funny.
Getting back to your own caravan, Mherren, having to repack everything onto it.
Yep.
Sorry,
We'll give her a
Mherren.
hand. Our hands aren't full
It's
anymore. We can give her a
fine.
hand.
Just gonna shout back. Do you guys think we should stop for the night? I can keep going, but
No, we should stop.
Yes, I believe a night's rest would do us good.
I think I don't know about the rest of the party, but Shello is very badly hurt.
Mieren's
Yeah,
at
I'm a little
half
hurt.
health,
Rest would
and
be
I really
good.
don't want to take a point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
I'm
I
a
just
little
wanted to
hurt.
ask that in
Rest
character.
would be good.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll see if I can't scout a spot.
Go ahead, make a survival check.
Yep. Okay. 23.
Similar to where you guys were earlier, you find another like small clearing in the woods near the road. This one a bit smaller, but in this case it helps you out actually, because it gives some more stealth from the road than what you had before. There's more like trees and more ways to get between them in a way where your caravan can still fit. And you get a sort of a camp set up, having to set up some sleeping bags and stuff outside. There's not enough room in the caravan with your extra person now. Reset up a fire for warmth in the night, because you are getting a bit more north where it's colder. So camping out in the Portent's forest here, it's a bit wet and colder in the night. You kind of leave a fire going over the course of the night. You guys have a little bit of downtime, but again, it was already pretty late, and then with the added drive to get a little bit further away onto that, it's probably in like the AM currently. Regretting not just stealing that caravan. A lot more spacious.
Yeah, we apologize. We don't really take on people to travel with us.
It's all right. I've slept outside my fair share, but up north, you really gotta be careful sleeping out in the woods out here. These woods are dangerous. I've heard stories of wolves out there, but they're not wolves. They're like men that turn into wolves. And
Very frightening.
as he
How
says
do they-
that, you hear a wolf howl in the distance.
Pebble sort
he's
of
like,
jumps.
How, pray tell, do they become wolves?
I don't know. Like I said, I've just heard the stories. I haven't encountered anything like that myself. Usually it's my other two colleagues that do most of the survival outsidesy stuff.
You are more of a pampered city character.
Yeah, you could say so. I'm more of the charmer. I do the talking for us.
They are being secure there. That is their job.
What he's saying is that we're running security up there for some high-profile figures.
Any names you can reveal?
I don't, client confidentiality. I can't really, you know how it is.
Oh, I do understand, but you sound a bit too excited. It's almost like you're really excited for who you're working with.
Clients are clients. They're nothing to me. What I like is their money.
This one sounds like he's got a lot of money.
Do you have a lot of money?
On me, I don't keep too much gold. You never know who could pick you up while hitchhiking and rob you and kill you. But no, I got money in a few saves scattered around the continent.
We recently learned about electoral currency.
You
And
vote
it is-
for your currency?
No, it is coins which are stored in the air.
Right.
That's a great bit.
I don't know anything about that, but
When you make money with your partners, does everyone make the money together, or do you make the money on your own?
we split it up. Sometimes some people get more than others, depending on how much work they put in. But the three of us usually split it up amongst ourselves. I mean, and that's how it is. Usually our jobs are just finding someone that has a bounty on them, bringing them in dead or alive. But lately, Welk has been getting us some jobs that just deal with security, protecting important individuals. It's honestly, it's been nice, a lot more chill.
If be looking for one of your bountieds, how would you deal with them? What is the process?
They put up a fight and we have to, we can kill them. That honestly makes it a lot more easier because we just have to drag in a dead body. We don't gotta deal with kidnapping someone and stringing them along. Usually they're criminals. Hey, I'm not the jury or the judge. I just get them. They're as much as criminals as they are a paycheck to me.
Oh yes.
Or private individuals may hire us to get someone that gives them either financial gain to take them out, or to someone they don't like.
Well, we have all murdered.
We're not like murderers or anything. If
Well,
even though we're bounty hunters, if someone seems like a good bloke, we can pick and choose. But if there's enough money involved, anything's possible.
How much?
So,
If you don't mind me asking, how much money is involved in your securing detail in Lupinpine?
I can't talk about the security job. I can only tell you a little bit. What I can say is last bounty we turned in about 30,000 gold.
I am wondering, I'm gonna kind of slightly turn to the group at the same time.
If someone were to want to make you fail at securing, would that cost more?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I am very interested in your work. 15.
Squints his eyes a bit, kind of leans back, and he's like, if someone were to bribe a security guard to not do their job, it would of course have to be a lot more money than what the security is getting paid originally. Because it's not just about making more money. You lose out on respect. You lose out on securing jobs for the future.
What if you could open up a different avenue of jobs, like being unsecure?
I like job security.
Shello's trying to like convince this guy to go onto welfare.
No,
How does someone become secure? What if perhaps an ant boy?
If you want to be a bounty hunter like us, you probably got to start small, work your way up to the bigger bounties. But if you want to go out big, you can sure make an appearance, take out the highest bounty that a town has, and just that'll sure get you noticed. But I mean, I'm not really one for helping potential competition.
Judging by the fact you're clearly an ant boy yourself, with your
No.
head pieces and your 2 arms.
Yeah, I'm not an ant.
Would I have heard of his name before?
Make a history check.
21.
Not really something you pay attention to, but you maybe in the past you would have seen his name in like a newspaper or something. He's at least truthful in him saying that he's like a bounty hunter, but I mean, it doesn't really seem like he's in like the spotlight or anything, so it's hard to like really get like a recalling information about him.
So what he said kind of stuck out.
You said someone gets you the jobs? You don't find them yourself?
No, the job for Lupinpine, Welk picked that up. He typically gets the jobs. I'll get some here and there, just because I have a way with words. I can figure things out. But Welk kind of manages the funds and all that. Now we had a gig back at the capital. Helped at this like big party or something. That's where we met these freaks. The rest in peace. Yeah, they're performing at the same party, and found out we were both going north. So I decided to catch a ride with them. I was leaving earlier than my other 2 companions. So I was just gonna meet them there.
If you are leaving earlier than your companions, you will be there before them, yes? What do you plan to do with the time you have on your own?
Got some maybe legwork to do for the jobs there. I'll see what other bounties are in town. Anything I can knock out in a couple days. I gotta case a few joints, make sure just get a lay of the town, hit up bars, things like that, get the gossip of the town.
Oh yes,
there's a lot to do before a security job.
Your I assume friend Welp.
Welk, Whelk.
Welp. Your friend, is this one of your partners you're meeting?
Oh yeah, they'll show up here in the next few days.
When you were in the capital, you met them long before then, yes?
Oh yeah, we've been traveling, running together for a bit.
And you have come up this far up north before?
We've been up north plenty of times, yeah.
This is one of the bodyguards that was up at the top of the room during the royal ball.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. So may I make an insight check to see if he's recognized me or knows me from before today? At 12.
Oof.
Yeah, it seems like this is the first time he's really he's not giving the impression he's like seen you before. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. It may be a chance, but from what you can tell, he seems to not really know who you are.
Okay,
Mhm.
very well.
Just something just eludes me. You said that you were meeting up with your friends in Lupinpine. Why not travel with them? Why are you running with a freak show?
Well, like I said, they had other things to attend to. Well, I'm pretty free up at the moment, so I was gonna get to Lupinpine first. Well, we travel separately fairly often, actually.
You mentioned yourself it's quite dangerous out here. It doesn't seem like it'd be quite the smart play.
Well, I thought it would be smart to travel with a group of like 5 people in a freak show, but then some other people showed up and they're all killed. So,
Oh dear, who did that?
Well,
Shello.
listen, I wasn't traveling alone. I was and I can also fend for myself pretty easily.
you made these wolf man creatures sound quite terrifying. You sure?
I hope I don't run into any wolfmen, but if I did, I could probably handle the situation.
Can I want to use detect thoughts at a surface level. I want to see for any sort of like worriedness, anything that he's sort of tense about.
Yeah, he seems a little bit tense of why you guys are like questioning him this much. Like he's getting a little bit suspicious of like your guys' reasoning for like. It seems like he thinks you guys are hounding him a bit past like just curiosity.
Like a manhound.
He,
A wolf.
But
The
in
big-
terms of feeling like unsafe, you're not really getting that.
no, he wouldn't be nervous about something going right.
Less nervous about the woods and more just on alert. Occasionally his surface thoughts would be interrupted by him hearing like a sound and like checking it. Just kind of keeping an eye on the surroundings, but not like scared or anything.
I'll lay off of him for a little bit. I feel like this guy's bullshitting us. I feel like he's creating openings for a mysterious death
What
to
do you-
randomly occur in the woods.
I don't know about that.
think-
Have you heard about the man wolf?
Yeah, it's slightly convenient when some murders in
Wait.
this area have to be tracked. I'm getting the feeling that he's bullshitting us and he's been tracking us since the capital.
I don't know about that. You never know.
I think that him traveling alone is also bullshit. I think because people who are keeping their distance
Well,
in case he couldn't handle it himself.
he wasn't. Well, yeah, traveling alone in like the bounty hunter group.
I don't think well, they could be lying in wait, but I don't think he's gonna kill us now. I think he's gonna kill us right when we get to Lupinpine, like just before,
Mm.
or he's gonna
You don't think
try.
he'd taken
rather.
You don't think he'd take an advantage while we're sleeping?
I think that he would try
Considering
if we
he's
didn't
out-
have someone that would be watching
Yeah,
him.
but he may not know about that for sure.
Well, yeah, not yet. But when
Like-
everyone goes to sleep and Shello doesn't.
I really hope Shello doesn't tell him.
I did tell him.
Fuck.
It's pretty obvious that Shello doesn't sleep.
Well, no, not. I did outright tell him I don't normally need to sleep.
As much as I love a mischievous tiefling, I also like not having more stab wounds in my body.
You'll be fine.
I'd say also with your 12 insight, it might be a little bit noticeable that he is being careful with what information he gives out, but in a sense where he's still trying to seem friendly and like he's sharing enough information to not be like too suspicious.
Well, yeah, I mean we're strangers, and the
Yeah.
guy's a fucking bounty hunter.
Yeah, it's
I
fully
don't-
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
We're
a dangerous
strangers
job.
We're strangers who have never gotten into trouble at any point of the law at all.
No.
He's well
No.
within his right to be a little
to
bit
withhold.
apprehensive.
I think we will rest, being wary.
I'd like to look at a few things in my inventory.
Well, he's
I mean, maybe
he's going to go
20.
like a little bit further away, not like too far, but kind of like near like the closest tree, lean against it, and taking out his crossbow and like holding it on his lap, finger on like the trigger, just kind of like looking around. It seems like he's gonna like sleep in this position. Yells over and is like, you all happen to have any silver weapons?
I have silver coins.
Let's just hope we're lucky tonight.
Thank you
Why does he need silver?
for, I imagine, crafting, or perhaps. Excuse me, sir. The silver weapons. Why do you need them?
Horton Forest, home to a lot of strange creatures. Some of them, silver weapons, the only things that can kill them.
Oh,
I guess that would answer your question, Rock Lady.
I would know if my sword were silver,
It's not.
right? Okay.
Before you guys go to sleep, did you guys want to look at any of the items you found in that tower and you haven't looked at yet?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes, please. Look at some.
I also want to look at my items.
Okay. Balthazar, you found a wand that seemed to be a wand they were like in the process of building. It can shoot fireball or a lightning bolt, but it does so randomly between the two. You can't decide which one.
That sounds
So
good.
something really accurate in hitting, the other one blows up the room. Gotcha.
You also found some goggles that can be overcharged to kind of like shoot a beam of light at a target for 3d6 fire damage.
Damn.
Laser.
So the crystals you guys found, you sort of like examine them and discover that they can be used as a sort of like consumable item where you use the magic within the crystal for something, and then the crystal loses its magic capabilities, but it's still like a gem basically that can be sold off for some money. Balthazar, you have a crystal called a quickened crystal. Use it to change a spell's casting time to 1 bonus action.
Does it cost an action to use that?
No. They kind of
Oh.
defeat the purpose.
Well, yeah, but I thought it would be kind of funny for it to be completely useless.
You also have a subtle crystal. With that, you can cast a spell without somatic or verbal components. So you can cast a spell in secret.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Fireball.
Mherren also picked up some of these crystals. Careful crystal. With that, you can choose up to 3 creatures affected by the spell. The chosen creatures automatically succeed on their saving throws for the spell. Mherren, you also discover that the armor you had gotten from Vrograg, armor with like various dragon scales kind of like sewn onto it as like sort of like tokens of war. You can tell they're smaller dragons, maybe even some dragonborn. Impressive nonetheless. Putting this armor on, it actually it fits. You might have to make like a few adjustments yourself, but you can get it to fit yourself. But as you put it on, just kind of like look at it and see what it does. The scales on it actually start to react, and they kind of like seem like they absorb some of your magic within you, and you discover that you can use your magic to change the colors of the scale that are attached to the armor in order to have them do different effects.
Ooh,
So-
That's so fucking sick.
that's awesome.
So right now it's currently set to black, which is resistance to acid damage. So each color is like a resistance to a different damage type. You also
So
have it's
cool.
also +1 AC. You have advantage on saving throws against frightful presence and breath weapons of dragons, and you can use the armor to magically discern the distance and direction to the closest dragon within 30 miles of you.
Dragon or
That's so
dragon
fucking cool.
born?
Like actual dragon. It has to be the
Whoa.
same kind of dragon that matches with the scales, however.
Mm.
Holy
So
shit.
can change it during a long rest.
It'd be good for me to have tiny hut so I can learn it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Peanut, did you say it was 150 gold for that one?
Yeah, do you want to learn it right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make a Arcana check to see if you can learn Tiny Hut.
Yeah, that's a success.
Yeah, so after using up 150 gold worth of supplies, also you've learned Tiny Hut.
My AC went up by 2, which is
Damn.
really fucking sick.
Yo, I think Mherren's AC is the same as Pebble's now.
Oh,
no,
seriously?
it's higher than Pebble's.
What the fuck?
Finally. Dude, I've been without armor this entire campaign. Until now, it has just been better to not have armor.
That's
I
sad.
think-
For transparency, I'm gonna switch the dragon scale to blue.
Okay. All right, you guys can all take a long rest here.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Yippee.
You can go ahead and roll a perception check for watching the tiefling.
21. It was very close to landing on a 3.
He doesn't like get up, move around or anything over the course of the night. Occasionally you'll hear like a snap in the bushes or like an animal noise, and you'll notice that he seems like a very light sleeper. He'll like wake up and look into the deeper into the woods, and any sounds he hears and such like that. It seems like he'll sometimes notice things that maybe you don't. Seems like he a higher perception, but he does drift off to sleep over the course of the night, and occasionally will like wake up, look over to your group to make sure everyone's still where they are and stuff. It seems like he's kind of keeping an eye on you all as well. But no really funny business you notice.
He doesn't have clown makeup on.
No.
Okay. No funny business then. Well, what about his crossbow? He said he was doing maintenance and stuff on his crossbow.
No, he was just
Does he-
holding it.
Does he just have that on him? Like prepared to fire while he's asleep?
Yeah.
He's sleeping with a revolver in hand, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
He's sleeping with a finger on the trigger of the crossbow.
I'm not a fan of that. But I'm not doing any funny business if he's not doing any funny business.
Yeah, waking up, you guys can get back on the road. No instances over the course of the night, but it does definitely seem more unsafe than your past outings at night. A lot more animal sounds, wolves howling in the distance. At some point, it seemed like there was maybe a group of animals that were like at the outskirts of your camp, maybe like watching you and like, but not getting too close because like the fire going over the course of the night. Definitely, maybe was kind of unnerving at times. But the next day, for travel, Mherren, go ahead and roll a d20 with your proficiency added to see how well you make time for the day.
Can I try and get an idea if our new traveling buddy is uneasy at all on the final leg of the trip in general, but more so whenever we got closer to the city, like if he's expecting something to happen?
Okay. Make an insight check.
Okay.
Also, my roll would be a 17.
I got a 16.
It doesn't take you another like full, like you don't have to camp out at night, but you do start to see the city when it's like already kind of dark out. You kind of like make it here like just in time before you have to like camp out again. You start to see a city come into view, but there's not like a ton of like super tall buildings in the city. It's nothing like the capital. It is definitely like a larger settlement, but there's no like tall buildings or anything like that. It's around the size of like Fire and Yifin, but that one had like a lot of big buildings. From here, you really only see like big city walls poking out of the trees, as well as what looks like a big manor type house at like near the city gate that you begin entering in at. There's some like shacks and stuff you pass and like farmland on the outskirts, of like the city walls, but some of these look abandoned. Like a good amount of them look abandoned or like look very like run down. A lot of buildings even inside the city walls look kind of like run down, but more populated. There's a lot of people running around like the streets, like kids playing in like the mud and stuff, but it seems like a kind of dirty town. Shello, with a 16 insight, you see Cruce kind of looking out the back, looking around at like the buildings and such, kind of like taking note of like things you all pass, but he doesn't give like the impression he's gonna like backstab you all or anything like that. He seems to just be like eagerly awaiting getting off and doing whatever he needs to do.
getting away from us.
Yeah. There's big, like, ballistas and stuff on the city walls, all pointed out in the direction of the forest. The most notable buildings, there's like a building for like guards, where you see like a good amount of like Capitol Knights there. You also see a kind of old-looking church with a lot of buildings around it. There are like a section of like the city that's nicer buildings that seem more nobles live there, but still kind of like dark and dreary. It's a very like gloomy city. Most notably is that there's a giant coliseum within the city.
I didn't notice that.
Didn't even see it.
There's a lot of buildings around it that seem to be like training for like gladiators, or like the Colosseum is kind of like around there. There's also like the slums of the city where buildings look even worse. A lot of like people just kind of living on the street, or like a bunch of like vacant buildings, like sleep in, kind of like crack houses.
Nice.
But you do also pass like shops and things like that. A lot of buildings here are very like gothic, Victorian architecture. It kind of gives like the same vibes of like Greytown, mixed with like Green Clay, where like a lot of people seem kind of like sad and like they keep to themselves mostly, but it seems like a little bit better sense of community here. People aren't like hiding in their houses or anything. There's definitely a lot of people walking around the streets.
The Coliseum, it's really hard to spot. They should make it bigger.
As you get a little bit further into town, it's kind of like looking at things, getting into more like residential area. Cruce opens the doors in the back and is like, all right, thank you all for the ride. I'll get out of your hair. Kind of takes out a pouch from his bag, tosses it to
Pebble.
Pebble. Make a dexterity check.
Oh, god damn it. Okay.
Good luck.
7.
7. It hits you in the head and falls to the ground, and a bunch of gold spills out of it. And he's like, ooh, well, there's about 500 gold in there. Some of them are like rolling out and like falling between the cracks and like falling to the streets and stuff. And he's like, oh, well, my deal with the freak show people is I gave them half the amount when we left, and I was going to give them half the amount when we got here. I kind of already gave them half the amount. Yeah, I think you guys looted that off them. So there's the other half. Anyway, see ya. He kind of puts 2 fingers to his forehead and kind of salutes you all, and then just kind of like jumps out the back of the moving caravan and kind of starts just blending in with like the crowd, and you lose sight of him.
Good luck with your security.
Pebble, you
I
get
still don't really
490 gold. You lose 10 pieces.
Yes! Let's freaking go!
Congrats. It's near nighttime, right?
Yes.
I was about
We
to say,
should-
first we should find a hotel.
Find somewhere to sleep.
I agree.
Between the entrance gates and the Colosseum, you find a pretty big hotel. Also near like a courtyard where there's like nicer part of the town. There's like landscaping and stuff. Seems like there's like one direct road from the city gate to the Colosseum that has like more of the buildings for travelers on it, and like specific shops and things. Just getting a simple room for the night, it's 5 gold total for all of you.
I can slap that gold down on the table.
It's definitely not the inn you stayed at Greytown. There's like a whole floor basically. This is just like one room. It seems like this place is more used to having people stay here. They're like bigger parties, so there's more rooms that just have like a lot of beds in them. Yeah, you guys can get sleep for the night, take another long rest here, and go through all your spells, prepare them again.
Ooh, thank God.
Okay.
While you don't have as much space as Greytown, it is definitely a lot nicer. It seems like this room has actually been cleaned within the day. Waking up in the morning, you all feel well rested.
So our good friend Gon is to be meeting us here, or we are to be meeting him here. We could look out for a large graphical artwork, and perhaps we can find him that way. We may have hopefully gotten some people interested in our fight against the Colosseum, Though I'm really not so sure how we could, if we are to destroy it, how we would leave safely.
Like we need to have a way to get out.
Well, I think we also need a way to get rid of the Colosseum in the first place.
Yeah, it does look like it's huge.
I cannot lift something that large.
But the plan isn't really to lift.
Well, you get what he's saying.
But we do need to find something, some sort of explosive, something.
I think we're gonna need more than just one.
Maybe we'll be able to find some sort of dealer.
Of explosives?
Something that could be made into an explosive.
Do any of us have knowledge of things which go boom?
If anyone does, Balthazar does. Although usually his are pretty unintentional.
You have the magical powers to blow up a Colosseum?
Not that big.
Well,
We can set up enough oil and that's...
Even then, that's the biggest building I've seen in ages, at least since the Capitol.
Yeah, and who knows if there's even enough gunpowder in the area. We'll light that thing up. We need to see if we've got any allies or potential allies in the area.
The Featherhorn one from that we
I
mentioned
can't
earlier.
remember her first name, but
Diala.
She I know she's
Diala, that's it.
Diala. She's a tiefling, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Purple tiefling.
I don't know how we would. I guess we could look around the.
Well, Eloise has a sending stone. We just don't know if Eloise made contact with Featherhorn.
But we could contact the stone.
I'll write a message for contact.
I wonder how successful this Colosseum busting is going to be.
Very. We're always successful. Have we ever done anything and failed?
Yes.
No,
I didn't think so.
Yes.
we've.
Although we have also blown shit up without purpose. So
When we came into town, would I have been able to identify if the guards have silver weapons?
Make a perception check.
15.
15. You'll notice a few of them have silver weapons, not all of them. It seems like specific ones do. Others just have like normal weapons because silver weapons are more expensive. So maybe they can't have every single knight or guard have one. But there are definitely guards and knights with silver weapons.
Shello is getting progressively more scared of wolf men.
I'm gonna pat Shello on the back and say, "Hey, it'll be okay. Wolfmen aren't real. Don't worry, Shello."
But what if you've only seen them in the day when they're regular men?
I suppose that is a possibility, but I've also seen a lot of men during the night, and I have yet to see one single wolf man. So,
Well, you wouldn't know unless you saw them between the day and the night simultaneously.
well, I suppose.
How would the
so,
guards
guess.
know?
I don't think. I think maybe the guards are just caught up in a fairy tale. Either way, we're in the city. We'll be okay. Balthazar's typing. I mean, Mods is typing.
Balthazar's typing.
I'm gonna I'll use the sending stone and I'll say, Eloise, we've made it to Lupinpine. Where can we rendezvous? Keep an eye out for Red Tiefling Bounty Hunter. We suspect Neath hired them. And then I'm gonna say, Balthazar, you spelled rendezvous and Lupinpine wrong.
You get a message back in your head from Eloise saying, I got here a few days ago, happened to run into your friend Gon. We're holed up in the slums. Just come by when you can.
Okay. It looks like Eloise and Gon ran into each other. They're currently in the slums.
I suppose we should make our way to them. We can see whatever shops we can find on the way. And hopefully we get lucky.
There's like various people in the streets doing shopping. In this specific area, there's also some like street performers and things. Homeless people in the streets asking for money. It seems to be the most lively part of the city and this road that goes from the city gate to the Colosseum. The shop that catches your eye the most is a magic item store. It's called the Beneath Enterprises Magical Items Store.
Oh, great.
Oh.
It seems to be the biggest shop here, having all sorts of magical items produced by the Beneath Enterprises company. There's also other like specialty shops like Tanner's, gem store. So these places would only be if you needed like something like really specific. Seems as though Beneath has a sort of monopoly on magic items within the city. This store is this very like minimalist, corporate looking place. Like it's a larger building. It's kind of like a department store. There's people walking around with like shopping carts, putting like sending stones in them and stuff. You see all sorts of items that have some are like very basic magical items. Like there's like toys for kids. There's you see one of those staffs that can like grow flowers out of the end of it that some like parent is getting for their kid. There's also things that have like more general use for like the everyday person. Like there's a cleansing stone, which is like a rock that you just like rub against yourself and it removes like dirt from clothes. But through everything, you guys do find some things that catch your eyes a little bit more as like adventurers. Here's the list of everything.
Holy.
Oh god.
Oof.
I don't want to give money to this piece of shit. Also, that's all so expensive. Wow.
Let me look at.
I
the
might have to get some
crap
potions
he's
of healing
fucking
though.
selling.
Oh, wait,
Let me see.
the wand of smiles.
So they have potions of healing for like the common price, usual price. Common potion of healing is 50 gold, greater 250, superior 2500. They have a cloak of invisibility for 50,000. This I believe is the most expensive.
That's
Right.
pretty cool, and it doesn't
Yeah,
require
it's-
concentration.
The Wand
No.
of Smiles is a wand with 3 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend one of its charges and target a humanoid you can see within 30 feet of you. Target must succeed on a DC 10 charisma saving throw or be forced to smile for 1 minute. The wand regains all expended charges daily at dawn. If you expend the wand's last charge, roll a d20 on a 1. The wand transforms into a wand of scowls.
Done. I
That's
want
fine.
it.
That's 500
Ooh,
gold.
that's so interesting.
Why is it interesting? What can you possibly do with making someone
I don't-
smile?
That doesn't
You-
make it less interesting.
Shello, are you putting that
have-
in your basket?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Balthazar, knowing the Ney family, is gonna like scrunch up his fucking face, like in disgust.
By scrunching up your face, do you want to maybe make your face look different?
They have something called a deck of illusions for 2,000 gold. Each card is a different thing that the card makes into an illusion. So do it by random. The Jack of Diamonds makes an illusion of an assassin. The Queen of Spades makes an illusion of Medusa. The Nine of Clubs makes an illusion of an ogre.
Mm.
And things such as that, just different creatures.
Actually,
They can only be drawn at random. However, you can't choose which ones you use.
Makes
I
sense.
Wait,
did.
so these
Just
can
wild
these-
magic all over again.
Can the illusions do anything? Like, can they attack?
No, they're just harmless illusions.
I'm putting it in my basket.
Okay. Next up is a duplicitous manuscript for 5,000 gold. This book is a magical spell book. To anyone else, the book appears to be a volume of verbose romance fiction. As an action, you can change the book's appearance and alter the plot of the romance.
No way.
Interesting.
No.
The book contains the following spells: hallucinatory terrain, major image, mirror image, mislead, magic aura, phantasmal force, and silent image.
So it's a wizard item.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a book that you can store illusion spells in. It already has a few in there, and you can expend charges to give like disadvantage to people to determine the illusion spells.
Right. Good thing I don't have 5,000 gold.
Medallion of Thoughts for 3,000 gold. It has 3 charges, and you can use an action to expend a charge to cast Detect Thoughts.
Mhm.
And that's it.
So after
Awesome.
the charges,
And-
it's just gone.
Oh, it regains 1d3 extended charges daily at dawn.
Okay. I was gonna
Um,
say.
Then
No
they
one
they
can-
sell +2 ammunition, which are just they have like arrows and like crossbow bolts and like little balls you put in the slings that just gives a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the piece of ammunition.
And that would be 100 per.
100 per ammunition, and once it's used, it is no longer magical.
That would be nice.
They have the cleansing stones that can be used to clean dirt and grime from garments or your person. They're selling those for 10 gold each. They have sending stones for 2,000 gold. They sell little bottles of oil of sharpness for 2,000 gold. With oil of sharpness, you use it to coat your weapon, and it lasts for an hour, giving a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Ooh.
Question
Interesting.
on the cleansing stone.
Yeah.
Does that also include any stains like blood?
I don't think it removes stains, only like fresh dirt and grime.
If, for instance, there was a party of people who had just murdered a caravan full of other people.
2 more potions, not counting the potions of healing. There's potions of invulnerability for 3,500 gold. For 1 minute after you drink this potion, you have resistance to all damage.
That's half damage from things?
Yeah. Then they have potions of speed, which when you drink it, you get the effects of the haste spell for 1 minute.
That's pretty good.
That haste sounds great.
I do kind of want to get some rocks, +2 rocks for my sling.
That'd make it a +4.
For a limited amount of rocks, yes.
They have various basic weapons. They also have silvered weapons for 100 gold each.
Interesting.
Oh,
See, that feels important.
And affordable.
Are there any shop employees near?
Yeah, there's a few people like stocking shells and stuff. I'd say they also sell like other random stuff like vials for making potions and different supplies like that.
What is the person closest to me putting on the shelves?
Zoning some potions on a shelf, kind of just like moving them to the front because people had kind of bought some of them, so it's kind of like pushing some of them up, make it like look nicer.
Excuse me, dear potion corrector.
Yes, sir. Employees are wearing like blue polo shirts, basically.
Your silvered weapons. I've noticed you have a great deal of them for a rather reasonable price. How frequently would you say these are needed to be around here?
You know, people go out in the woods. We'll pick these up. This is a precaution. Hunters, people like that, but not something we sell like every day or anything to the common folk.
And what is the main purpose of your silvered weapons?
Well, there's stories of creatures out in the woods that need silver to slay them.
That is quite alarming. And these stories, how many?
How many stories are there?
Yes.
Listen,
I must know if they are true.
kid, they're probably just tall tales. Don't get scared. Honestly, a lot of these parents will pick up a silver dagger to give to their kid as a little memento when they get back home, stuff like that. I've never heard of someone having to use one of these things.
I'd like to buy one.
Okay. What kind of weapon do you want to buy?
I need something that's one-handed.
You can get a scimitar.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Okay.
Silver scimitar.
All reliable.
That'd be 100 gold.
I was piling up pretty quick.
Yeah.
I also wanted to get 5 + 2 rocks.
Okay, 5.
I think I know what I want to get.
Do you think we can find a blacksmith who's willing to melt down one of the weapons and coat some ammunition? Not necessarily the +2, but like any ammunition. help you in a bit of range.
Maybe, but I don't know. That might be a little too far fetched.
I'm sure that if there's any fucking man wolf things, that keeping distance might be ideal.
The bounty hunter we came in with, he had silver tipped bolts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can get them somewhere.
Someone makes them.
And it'd be popular in this area. It's strange that the Beneath store wouldn't sell it.
Maybe because they don't care.
Yeah.
They care about money. They know this area is.
I shouldn't say anything actually, because I'm buying a lot of things and I don't want to be half the price jack.
Yeah, well, they don't care. Fucking fills his basket.
They care deeply about me because I'm spending money.
Exactly, but that's what they want you to do.
Yeah, and I'll keep doing it as long as
I'm gonna also be spending a lot of money.
I'm not.
No,
I don't want to
fucking
give
word,
money to
yeah.
these people.
I don't want to. Well, we're gonna
buying-
kill them.
What?
I mean,
Okay, I'll start with Shello, since you started adding things to your basket first. Are you getting anything else?
God, I wish.
Okay, going up to the checkout, there's a bit of a line. You wait in for a little bit, and getting up to like one person in front of you. The woman checking out with sending stones. Yes, this will be everything for me. Do you take a Electrum card?
My God.
Please
I really
please
wanted to be the
do it.
cashier. I really wanted to.
Yes, ma'am. Just go ahead. Insert it into the orb there. Oh, is it tap to pay? Oh no, sorry, ma'am. Slide or chip? She, like slides it against the orb, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, ma'am. It didn't go through. Maybe try again." Oh yeah, slides it again. Did it work that time? Sorry, man. These things are always finicky. Try a different form of payment. Oh no, maybe if I just try it again.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Is the weather very heavy today? Perhaps your Electrum is having a hard time getting through the card.
Oh no, Electrum is an amazing form of currency that.
No.
She's a spokesperson. Fuck.
It's not actually stored on this card or anything. It's a magic currency that. Here, let's try swiping it again. Let me see. Just insert it into the bottom here. Oh no, sorry, the chip on it doesn't work. I always have difficulty with it.
Do you have the beeper?
Maybe I should try calling my Electrum representative. Can I use one of these sending stones to call? No, man, we gotta pay for the sending stone first. You know what? I'll be back. She walks out the store. All right, little ants. What do you got in your basket there? Please tell me you're using gold.
Can I look at the orb? What is it?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Is it just a regular or like rock? 16.
It's like a crystal ball. It seems that this person puts the magic items up to it, and it gives them like the price of it. You get the impression it somehow reads a currency that the customer pays with. Maintain consistency with everything.
I will have this wand of smiles, this deck of funny-looking cards, 2 of these nice-looking rocks, and silver sword just in case there is a wolf man.
Oh wait, it was 5 rocks, 5 ammunition.
These damn cashiers these days can't calculate it in their head. You use the damn orbs.
And you watch your orbs.
All right, 3,100 gold for all that.
And I'll dump out all of the 3,100 gold pieces onto the counter.
Okay, he slides that, and like the orb seems to like scan them to make sure you've given the right amount of money. Moves the orb around, and it has like the tip thing come up. He kind of like turns the orb around, and it says like tip 15, 20, 25.
And this is what?
Oh, just if you'd like to tip to show some appreciation for your service here today.
What would you like a tip in?
As he's putting the gold in the register, he's kind of like pretending like he's not like watching you to see if you tip or not.
I can
Like
I can
looking
give
over the
you
orb.
advice if this is what you're asking.
No, just make your selection there. On the orb.
And
you
I
flip it
take
back.
the-
Flip it back when you're done.
I take the orb with me?
No.
Is there a no tip option?
Yeah, it's really small at the bottom.
I don't understand what you mean.
Use your finger, tap on the orb.
Which
Make
one?
your selection. The orb in front of you.
No, which finger?
Any of them.
That's too much to choose.
Well, any one
You-
finger.
Can you tap on one of them?
I'm not allowed to.
You can press anything.
You have
You're
to. You have to make
closer.
the. You have to make the decision.
There's many options. You're allowed to press whatever you want.
Well, that's what I'm saying to you.
Yes, and I'm telling you because I'm all the way down here and I have all of these heavy things now.
So can you just tap on the orb and make your selection?
I'm no use with these orbs.
Oh
Just-
my
just
god.
Just tap the orb.
Back in my day, there was no such thing as orbs. We just had rocks.
The guy behind you in line is like, "Will you tap the fucking orb? Tap the fucking orb already!"
I'll walk away without tapping the orb.
The guy's like, "No one's ever not tapped the orb before. I don't." Sorry, everyone in line. I gotta call my manager.
Oh shit!
Everyone in the line like groans and they'll like walk away.
This is crazy.
Now you guys get to check out faster.
Yeah,
I'm not buying anything. I don't want to give money to me.
After about 2 hours go by, the guy turns the orb around. He's like, "There we go. All right, next."
Are there any other cashiers?
No, it's the only guy.
Okay, well, I'm assuming, are there multiple deck of illusions?
Yeah, there
Decks of
are.
illusions? Okay, I'm gonna get one of those. And a medallion of thoughts.
Okay.
I can just barely afford that.
All right, ma'am. That's 5,000 gold.
Perfect.
Flips the orb around to show the tipping screen. It's like, just go ahead and make a selection there.
Mherren just kind of looks awkward at first before, like, very hesitantly clicking 20%.
Oh, 20%. All right. Can you give me 1,000 more gold?
What?
I guess that is. I forget how fractions work. I don't have that much money.
You don't have 1,000 gold?
250.
Okay,
You can have 250
I'll
gold.
take the 250 gold. Fucking hate these customers.
That's crazy.
He bags your stuff and just kind of like pushes it towards you. Doesn't actually hand it to you. All right, next.
Whatever.
I'll be outside rolling rocks.
Yeah, while you're outside, you see the one lady that was in line earlier on Ascending Stone, and he's like, "Yeah, I told him Electrum's a real currency."
We're gonna head towards the slums. Is there anything on the way?
Are you looking for anything particular on the way?
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye out.
What are
Are
you
there
looking
any-
for?
Is there any
Nothing in particular. Just
Okay, so you aren't looking for anything in particular.
Is there any
No.
street art?
I'll put that up. Make a
Lupina asked if
perception.
you were, and you said yes.
Shello, make a perception check for any street art.
Nice.
4?
Yeah, you're not seeing any street art. You don't know if it's just because you just haven't seen any, or if Gon hasn't made any, or not quite sure. But you don't see any street art. You don't
Okay.
see any like paintings or anything on the walls. You just occasionally you'll see like a brown smear on a wall, and you'll think it's like, oh, it's like a painting without it's like shit smeared on the wall.
Oh, it could be a painting. Artists
Um,
work in mysterious ways.
So getting to the slums,
Or 1, 2, 3 slum.
you see a little sand cat walking through the streets that seems like
Ooh.
intentionally trying to get your like attention as it's like walking through like a crowd of people, being in and out between people's like legs, almost like tripping a few people or like carrying like boxes. There's 2 people walking across the street holding like a big like sheet of glass, and Teacup like goes under it, and you all like almost walk into the sheet of glass and you like go around it at the last moment. But eventually Teacup will lead you into this alleyway. This dark alleyway, there's like a few like kind of homeless people like sitting like sleeping here, but will lead you to a door and like goes through a little cat door at the bottom of it, and the door opens up to Eloise. Come in. And she kind of like holds the door open and looks over you all to make sure you're not like being followed or anything like that.
Thank you.
This is kind of just like an abandoned house. There's like a lot of like there's like sheets over like the tables and like the couches and stuff like that. It's kind of like trash in here. There's broken bottles and things, but it seems like people have just been like squatting in here. But it seems that Eloise has like put like a lock on the door and like made it like more secure so that it could be like a little hideout. You want to be strong. You want to be fierce. Look good for the fight ahead. Take no pity. New Pity Party Fight Club shirt and mug. Available now at Dragon Deez Dice shop. Going in, you see that Gon is sitting at the table. Oh, hey guys! I brought those kids over to that town they're from. I forget what it's called. Hopefully I brought them to the right one.
What do you?
Was it some sort of port?
Something like that.
Hold on. Was there like a singed like area? Was it like a burnt down like little stadium?
Was there supposed to be was I supposed to leave these kids at a burning stadium?
No,
No, it's
Magic
the
Man.
town they came from.
Magic Man, it's a different town.
Yeah, you talk about Haver Hills that these kids were specifically not from. That's why I was taking them to a different place.
Yes, the
Oh,
one.
I see. You're trying to trick me to see if I brought them to the right town.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get mind game. You guys are smart.
I have a brain.
Eloise walks into the room after letting you all in and like relocking the doors, like a few different bolt locks on this, and she's like, "Yes, as you can see, and as I told Pebble, I ran into Gon once I got to town. I noticed some graffiti on walls and stuff, giving anti-governmental messages. So I did a little stakeout to see who was leaving it, and found him. He told me all about you, and I never met Gon, but I know him through Mio. I've heard stories from Mio before.
There, I imagine, all good stories.
Gon kind of like holds the back of his head, kind of like looking down, and he's like, "Well, let's not get into the stories. I don't know what Mio said, but no, we don't gotta talk about that."
That's okay.
Well, Goner, empty seat. You have been doing art around here.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping that we didn't accidentally send someone who is maybe illiterate to do anti-governmental propaganda.
Gon is like, "Oh yeah, I've been graffitiing up the town, to spark a uprising. I graffitied multiple buildings with FTK, fuck the king. But everyone thought it meant for the king.
Maybe you should have written out the entire profanity.
The king's polling actually increased 2.8% from it.
Oh, that is good.
No, that's not.
No,
good.
it's not.
It's
I
not good at
suppose
all,
what we
sure.
did learn is revolution won't happen so easily. People here certainly aren't enjoying the state of the world by any means, but we found they're sort of sedentary in their disdain for the monarchy. It will probably take more than just graffiti, even if they understood it, to really cause an uprising.
Well, do we know of any sore spots of the people which we could use to help with rising upward?
I'm not sure about sore spots. I mean, Dragon Deez is a new lord of the town, so maybe people won't take to him so easily. While I've been in the city, I've, of course, been using my skills as a scout to kind of try to uncover everything going on with the Colosseum and the city in general. Obviously, Dragon Deez is the lord here now. He is not a person of noble blood, so it did catch a lot of people by surprise. But, in a way, it does make sense. As a businessman, he was already, one of the most powerful people on the continent. Politics is logically the next step up and allows him and his dealings to get by certain restrictions. There are already rumblings in the underground that his company was essentially acting as R&D for a lot of the abominations they have people fight in the arena here. I got word Neith had already been making preparations to move to the city before he was announced as Lord, so it seems to me this has been in the cards for some time.
Speaking on Neith, have you seen, we mentioned a red tiefling in this when we sent you the message. Do you know if you've had one follow you or anywhere near around?
I've met the red tieflings before, but none in the last few days or anything.
Oh, well, they would have arrived very, very recently.
Well, no,
Same time as us.
I haven't seen any. No red tieflings really come to mind. Why'd you travel here with a red tiefling?
He
Is it an
seemed
ally of
nice.
yours?
No.
Not quite.
Gotcha.
Have you noticed anyone else suspicious that might have been lingering a bit too long or has popped up quite a bit while you've been out?
I don't think so necessarily. I don't think anyone's catching on to what we're doing here.
You
Okay.
wouldn't have heard whispers of someone looking for bounty hunting work.
I know that there's bounty boards and people that hunt them, but I mean the woods out here are host to many monsters that people want killed for one reason or another, or even people that have done bad things like murderers and things. But again, nothing comes to mind that's relevant.
If you don't mind my candor, what sort of monsters?
I don't know. I haven't paid attention to the bounty boards, but you're welcome to check while you're in town.
Very well. I'll educate myself.
I guess just what stuck out to me as strange with Gerard Neath becoming the lord here, and it seeming like he was making preparations in advance, is that the previous lord, Giles Akon, he stepped down as lord rather abruptly and without explanation. So that has me questioning, why would Neath be making plans to relocate here prior to that? It just sounds fishy, but...
Bit of foul play, maybe?
Yes. The only one that I guess would know the true reasoning is Giles himself. Some say he's living in a cabin out alone in the woods somewhere, but I was unable to really get much information.
Well, that might be a good place to start.
Sounds also familiar.
Maybe if you pick up any bounties, you can go see if you can find his cabin while you're out there.
That would definitely be a good alibi.
Do you know if there are any suppliers of exploding materials?
I don't know about exploding materials. There's Beneath Enterprises has a very popular magic item shop in town. I know of a smaller place here in the slums that's more underground that deals in some items and whatnot, but I haven't gone in myself, so I don't know what they carry. It seemed sort of like voodoo-ish to me.
And how far underground is this shop?
It's down the street.
The street goes underground.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Given the size of the Coliseum here, we may need some assistance in finding some way we can take it down.
Yes.
We were thinking gunpowder, but this place is honestly a bit too big.
Yeah, even if gunpowder wasn't an extremely rare export, I'm not sure if that would even do the trick. We would definitely have to get enough to probably fill the entire Coliseum. And even then, that puts a lot of people's lives at risk.
It's definitely difficult. Like we mentioned before, that bounty hunter, just be careful. We saw him back at the at that ball in the capital.
Right.
And he mentioned that he was doing security work for he mentioned that the person had a lot of money, so 2 and 2, you've put 2 and 2 together. Him and Neath being in the same room more than once on occasion, that can't be coincidence.
Right. I can look into it. It could make sense. Neath relocated his whole family to the manor here. Could be for any number of them or one of the other rich nobles in town for the Colosseum.
His entire family?
Yes, which actually, don't confuse his son Gile for the person Giles. Similar names, but different people. Gerard's son Gile has certainly made his presence in the city as a young nobleman known, however. He's frequented a lot of these shops and has spent large amount of money just seemingly to show off.
And
Well-
this Giles, it is a two Gile?
Different person.
I see.
No relation whatsoever. But
cool.
Gile does have a sister, Julia, which is another story. She's apparently grounded and only allowed to leave the manor under her parents' supervision. I've noticed that typically this means attending shows at the Coliseum with them, which is really the only time she leaves the house.
But why would she be grounded? She's like fucking what? 20
2 years
something?
old.
What?
2 years
2
old.
years old.
She can't ground a 2-year-old.
I wouldn't expect her to come back to her family even. She has the scarab, doesn't she? We'll add that to the list.
I've sort of watched outside the manor for a bit just to get a layout of the situation, who all is here. Gerard's wife Patricia arrived a few days after him.
Makes sense. We were spying on her.
That was the lady who was running away in a carriage, yes?
Yeah, the one that we were keeping an eye on.
You met her?
Not directly.
Have you met her sister?
No,
You had
No.
me thinking like, wait.
I don't think so.
Patricia's sister Grimselta is also staying at the manor with them. I believe this is because she works at the Coliseum as some sort of alchemist, but I'm not too sure in the exact details of that.
From Salta.
That is Grimselda.
DA. Okay. From Zelda. Gerard's sister-in-law.
As you mentioned, the pit here is big. It's definitely going to be different from the one you all escaped from. A lot more sophisticated. It's not built on top of an existing prison either. Sure, they may arrange some criminals to fight, but for the most part, it is willing participants or monsters that fight in the Coliseum. I mean, that doesn't make it right. A lot of the people fighting there think they're left with no other choice, down on their luck and need some coin. But we do have to take this into consideration that it's not criminals fighting there. They have gladiatorial managers these fighters have to go through.
And how much coin do they get per fight?
Quite a bit, I hear. After all, another notable name in town is someone that goes by Sam Hope. He's the biggest name in gladiatorial representation. Most fighters and monsters are managed by him that go through the Coliseum. And he's probably the second richest person here, other than Neath, just by being a gladiatorial manager.
The monsters are managed?
Yes, well, basically, the people that capture the monsters go through the gladiatorial managers or sell them off to him, and they put him in the fights for money. It's a whole industry, really. Many of the bounties actually directly deal with him. People capturing monsters alive to give to him to fight in the Coliseum.
Horrible.
But do not rule it out, Rock Lady.
No, that's cruel.
It is perhaps useful information, though.
Well, that's I didn't. Never mind.
If we were to capture a monster and bring it to him, we would have an in the Coliseum in a way. We'd have a contact within the Coliseum.
True.
Like one of those monsters that we need the silver weapons for.
What?
Maybe.
We also need to find this fella's hut in the woods. So
I feel like I have a really bad feeling that we're going to hit 2 birds with 1 stone on that one.
I have no idea what you mean.
We do also have someone on the inside already. One of the Dawn Trotter's own. You saw her on her way out. She's been
yes.
undercover as a fighter in the Colosseum for some time now. In the commotion of relocating, though, we lost contact with her. I've been fairly worried, but luckily she's a skilled enough fighter to be surviving in there. I hear she's doing very good for herself. We entered her in under a fake management name, so technically her sponsor doesn't really exist.
And what name is that?
Let me see.
In case we need to cheer it.
He's going to use fantasy name generator.
John Smith.
Dahlia's manager. Theoretically, that title could be taken up by anyone if we were to try to pose in that way. It was set up to be anonymous, so it couldn't be traced back to us. But the alias, well, Bambash came up with it, actually. It's, well, the title is The Hot Dwarf.
I see.
What?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What?
And this dwarf does fire.
Well, yes, Bambash named it after himself since he was a dwarf and he used a fire weapon.
I see. Well, this is a very smart name.
Stop looking at me. I can feel your goddamn eyes.
Rock Lady, you look like a fire dwarf.
I am not a fire dwarf.
But you all think he could take up the hot dwarf title?
If we were to light him on fire,
Well, I mean,
Eloise, if I had a gold piece for every time I've been misidentified as a dwarf, I would be making more than tenfold of those best fighters in that goddamn arena.
He kind of says under her breath, "Hot though."
oof. Mherren covers her mouth, but she looks like she's about to burst out laughing.
Anyway, I mentioned before how the monsters they use are very dangerous. A lot of them seem to be mutations they sort of use magic on to change or bioengineer themselves. The North is home to a lot of dark magic by nature, but it seems they have some sort of partnership with the Afterglow Academy. There's nothing on the books that says that it's anything too nefarious, but they could just be covering some stuff up. But, some of the faculty have been spotted lurking around town.
Do you know if you can identify which ones?
Some people said something about a blue tiefling.
Hmm.
That was the most recent one. They seem to come and go at various times. Way back, there was other people here, like an elephant, a satyr. It's hard to tell which ones are in town at the current moment.
Okay. Well, whatever information I can give regarding them, just let me know so I can kind of be prepared for what we're going to be dealing with.
Yes, may just want to be careful while walking around town, especially in the more wealthy areas, or even at the Colosseum itself.
When I'm checking out the bounty board, I'm going to put on a disguise anyway. If we are on there, I don't think it'd be smart if I look at myself.
I guess just generally, Lupinpine seems like a city with a very large wealth divide. The citizens are very close-knit, superstitious. Parents tell their children not to go out at night and never walk alone in the woods, that kind of thing. Apparently, the last few days, there's even been an uptick in goblin sightings.
I believe those goblins could be with us.
With you?
Well, for our side.
You know goblins?
Not personally.
We made friends with one named Cumfuck.
Oh yeah, Cumfuck. Love that guy.
Yeah.
He was wonderful.
Well, I believe that just this morning there was some attack at the church involving the goblins. You may want to check that out when you get a moment.
Okay.
You may want to check if they're the same goblins, since I'm pretty sure innocent people were wounded.
Gods, I hope not.
They very well could be.
Probably is. I hate to say it, but I really hope not anyway.
I hope it is then.
Why?
I cannot wait to see their shining faces.
That's most of the information I've been able to grasp, is keeping an eye out around town. Obviously, we aren't going to be able to take on the Colosseum head on. The monsters they keep locked up are vicious enough alone, but there's also a large guard presence. We can get in easy enough as patrons looking to see a show, but that only gives access to the lobby and seating. There are other avenues of entry. VIP have access to a secondary entrance in the back that leads to a private lobby and viewing box. Unfortunately, though, this is reserved for the inner circle and people of importance. So getting in there may be trickier. It's also easy enough to register as a fighter, but that does limit you to a locked waiting room and the floor of the fight pit when your name is called.
I'm not going back in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect you to. And it's a similar situation if you somehow get in as a monster itself. You'd be kept in a cage, however.
We could maybe send Shello in like that.
Well,
Am I a wolf man?
No, I was just... no.
other than
actually.
that, being a gladiatorial manager will get you access to the backstage where they keep the fighters and monsters. But if you do that, you would have to sponsor fighters. We do have the name we filed Dahlia under, or I guess if you really wanted to start from the ground up, you can make a name for yourself in the game as like a betting in the betting scene. But that might take a bit long.
Yeah, we don't have the time nor the funds to be doing that.
Yeah. Depending on the level of security one has, guards have access to most of the full building. Obviously, it'd be hard to sneak in as a guard, especially since the security here is managed by Capital Knights themselves.
Excuse me. The fights in the Colosseum, they are to the death, correct?
Yes, they are. Unless there's some sort of special thing going on, but for the most part, it is to the death.
And our tiefling contact on the inside is still fighting.
Oh yeah, she hasn't necessarily made a name for herself, but the longer she stays in there, the more eyes will be on her, and so far she's done very well for herself.
If we were to both pose as this fiery, stout gentleman and bet our money on our contact inside, would we be making twice the money?
I think we'd be getting into trouble for hedging our bets.
We could
Probably not
be
the best.
close friends, and I could be encouraging your fighter.
That's exactly what they're looking out for. They don't want you fixing bets.
We didn't really come here to make a quick buck, you know?
Oh, well, a buck would not be
Why would
too
you
bad.
fight for a buck?
I guess let me ask you all, when you were in the Hasday Stalil Coliseum, obviously it wasn't finished, but what all did you all see there? Did you notice anything that could be used if it was maybe similar in any way to this Coliseum?
Unless you've got a ginormous false hydra to help us take it down.
Even then, this Coliseum is probably much more sturdier than the one they were still building.
There was-
Likely.
There's monsters in that Coliseum that are even bigger than the false hydra that fight daily.
There was a chamber underneath of the fighting ground.
Right, I didn't see that. I showed up after, but you mentioned it. What was in that chamber?
A scary rock on a pedestal, and more rocks and some skeletons, and a wizard lady.
Right.
There was the lady.
She is likely now a skeleton.
What was this rock on a pedestal?
It was a dragon scale.
Really?
Yeah. I don't.
Do you think that's where they're
really-
keeping them?
Did
Maybe.
you manage to see what purpose they had it under that Colosseum for?
No.
No.
I thought we
Not
just-
exactly. It seemed like it was some source, but I don't know if that was necessarily connected to the Colosseum. Maybe
I will say it wasn't a full scale. It was only a shard.
Right.
Possibly because they
if-
couldn't.
what if the Colosseums aren't the forefront of whatever the hells these people are planning?
Maybe
It's purely going on speculation. You know, this could be nothing. It could be just a coincidence that the Academy was doing something underneath a Colosseum. But what if they're hiding shards of the scale underneath the Colosseums?
Well, that would be the case if this was only one scale. Like what Magi told us. Unfortunately, this is not the only one. But
What? Well,
the one we
Would
found
make-
was only a shard. I'm thinking they can't harness the whole scale.
it would make sense to keep
perhaps-
them under the Colosseum. They're so heavily guarded by guards and monsters alike. I mean,
What if
it's
that's
unlikely.
the excuse to keep guards around? I mean, they could
That's what I'm
hardly
thinking.
justify putting out something with powerful magical properties out in the open. What if that's their excuse? The scale was the more important thing, and they just built a Colosseum on top of it as an alibi. I don't know. It's a little bit of a reach, but I think it's possible.
If I may interject,
Mhm.
perhaps the cheers and jeers of the crowd, or perhaps the blood-soaked battlefield is in some way working with these bits of shiny rock, the shards.
You're saying that
Mm.
cheers from the audience charge the shards?
I wouldn't rule it out. I certainly, whenever I hear cheering and laughter, I feel at my peak.
I mean, there definitely could be some sort of correlation between the scale and the Colosseum, aside from just being in the same place.
Right.
Maybe the blood, or just... I guess it does sort of seem to absorb some magic. Maybe having all those people gathered together, magical creatures, magical items, magic users in general, maybe it could be sapping some of that.
Anything's possible. I've never heard of magic that's powered up by cheers of people or anything like that. But even then, we can't confirm that there's another shard of a dragon scale under this one. But if there is, maybe we could use that. If I could get to it, maybe I could study it for some way. I mean, you're kind of onto something. If we overcharge it with magic, it could actually be used as a thing that blows up, as you asked for earlier.
You wouldn't be able to get to it if it's anything like the last one. It would disintegrate any limb you put into it. I was only able to get the one because I don't know, the fucking magic that bastard used on me back when cursed me,
Please,
and it was
please
the same
mind your
type of
language.
magic.
Even if we could, if these crystals, they could be extremely dangerous. We don't know how big that blast radius would be.
Definitely a territory that would be dangerous to go into without knowing anything, but also definitely something we should get in and study if there is another one under this thing.
If we were to get in there and there weren't a scale, how would we get out if we don't have the explosion to rely on? I'm worried about this plan.
Just an idea, not necessarily the main plan.
Yeah,
if we can find anything, we can explore that, but we don't all need to go. If that ends up being the case, we can split off. Me and Eloise could go, since she's obviously pretty experienced with magical things, and if there is a scale there, I'm the only one who can reach in and grab it.
All I'm saying is that is definitely an avenue we should look into once we're inside, but we should definitely have a plan going into it that doesn't rely on information we don't have.
Right.
Which, speaking of, as a scout, I'd recommend it may be beneficial to try to scout out the inside of the Colosseum ahead of time. If we have any methods of seeing inside in some way, especially if we can get Gon's eyes in there, and he could maybe even draw out a map using his artistic abilities.
I think if we have me go in as this manager, we can make some kind of excuse, like we want to inspect, make sure the arena is up to scratch.
Right. However, is there any way that we can get in, not physically, through any like magical means or anything like that? Because once we're inside, we may only have the one chance. We may be beneficial to scout ahead of time, because we don't know what's in those halls in the back of the building. It could be like a maze back there.
We use Nordry. He's just a piece of shit.
I was also thinking I could use Zamora. They could technically work together.
Do you really think Nordry's the cooperative type?
I think he can be. I think you can convince him.
He might be bored. You've had him in your jacket this entire time.
He might be bored.
Zamora can hiss at him, I guess.
The main difference in my mind between Zamora and Nordry is that I love Zamora and I hate Nordry. That's
yeah.
I can probably use Nordry to fly above, but I don't think you can go too deep in there.
By who's Nordry?
Oh God.
Nordry, introduce yourself.
I have hiccups. It's ruining my bit.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that.
Good. I think it's funny.
Nordry will just have hiccups.
I think it's funny. Just like, hold on, before we go through, pretend that he's just gotten into my flask.
I'm trying to like hold my breath to get ready.
Oh, don't.
Jacob, when was the last time you saw an elephant? Think.
Oh, shit, when was the last time I saw an elephant? Probably at the zoo. Went to the zoo
I would
like last and this
wait.
It was so close.
That's tragic.
You should like almost knock something over and go and try and grab it.
What? Is that a method?
For me, it is.
No, but it'd be cool. Yeah, you should do a nice expensive bottle of wine.
Not that.
Nordry's gonna be like, hello there, Missy, holding out his wing to shake Eloise's hand, and she just kind of like takes like 2 fingers and kind of like lightly holds his feather and like shakes it a bit with a look on her face. Well, Balthazar, I could definitely fly overhead, sort of get like an aerial view. No, I have faith in myself that I could get in there. I could like kind of like squeeze through like under the doorways and kind of like try to see what I can see in there. You know, you really got to give me the chance though.
Why are
Do you think you'd be able to get in flying or carrying something rather?
Like what?
I'm gonna pre-warn you. His strength is 2 with a -4.
She's not very heavy.
By ferret, do you mean that that little dame that came up to us in the forest?
Were you there for that?
I mean,
He's always there.
I got a lot of
fair
eyes.
enough. Yes. Zamora, would you be able to carry her in?
Wipes some sweat off his forehead with his wing, and he's like, I can see what I could do with that. I could don't get to be like a dual operation. You know, like teams, like me and her could be like partners, maybe.
oh my god.
Okay. If you're sure you can do it.
Do we want to
Zamora
try
just
to
sort
see if
of
we can
peeks
pick
her
up?
head out of Mherren's cloak. She's just been there the whole time.
Nordry quickly
Do we
looks at
want
the
to
ground and is like,
see?
"Hey, you."
Zamora kind of hisses, but she doesn't like bat at him or anything.
Yes.
She's not like overly aggressive. She just sort of hisses at
Hold
Diva!
on.
him.
Why are you being so friendly today?
I'm not friendly. I'm the same old Nordry.
You've been nothing but polite.
Oh, fuck you. I've been polite.
That's better.
There he is.
That's my boy.
After he says that, what you see is like all his pupils of all his eyes kind of like dart towards Zamora, then like look back at Balthazar.
I can't tell if he's scared or
No, he has
or
a
if he wants to be
raging boner.
friends. Oh, gross. With just about as much grace as she can muster, she pops out of Mherren's cloak and just basically runs down her side until she's sitting at her feet.
Okay. And Andre, see if you can just lift her now.
You say so. Balthazar, go ahead and roll a strength check. For Nordry.
11.
May I lift you, ma'am?
Zamora just kind of looks at him, just blinks at him. And then she folds her wings down so that they're out of the way.
Okay, we're getting somewhere. Sort of like flies
Mind you,
up,
ferrets are 1.5 to 4.5 pounds.
grabs on to Zamora and starts lifting. He seems to like be struggling at first, kind of like flapping his wings like really fast, and is like, "Okay, I'm doing it, and then like slowly lifting her up.
Zamora just kind of hangs there. She doesn't like she's just limp.
I can't wait to get a Zamora plushie.
Oh my,
Oh my god.
I need
That would
it.
be beautiful.
Put her down and fly back over to Balthazar.
As long as you don't drop her, this might work.
I drop myself before I drop. Oh no, then we both drop.
And then we should be able to do some scouting. When do you think it would be best time?
Other fights happen pretty much all day, every day. At night, there's usually no fights going on, but with everything closed down, it may be even harder to get in. It's kind of a pros and cons situation. Other than scouting, do you all have any sort of ideas about how to take this out or get it in the first place? Anything?
Not really. We were hoping something could be found structurally. Otherwise, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, unfortunately, these places are made to be very solid. Usually, I don't think you'll have much luck compared to the Tazde Silo one that was still being built.
This feels like such a monumental task for like 5 people.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
guess 6 people, a bird and a ferret.
I think we should look for a monster at least to get an excuse for 1 or 2 of us to get in. I don't know if that'd be enough of an excuse to get all of us in though. Well, if we needed anyone, I don't exactly look the most humanoid.
But we can find a
Yeah,
monster.
but-
We're not gonna
You don't
send
look
one of
too-
us in there in a cage.
You don't look all that monstrous either.
You've seen my other form.
Regardless, once we're inside and have access to the back rooms, where are we going to go from there?
If we can confirm if there's a shard on site, then we may be able to use that somehow, but
Right. Do we have any plans in case there's not a shard under this Coliseum?
hope.
The plan would just be to see what we can possibly take advantage of in the Colosseum. If we can't find anything destructive, push comes to shove, I'm sure we'd be able to find some oil, something that Balthazar would be able to light up. And I've got my lightning things. We have things that we can use. We just need something to assist it.
Hate to say it, but just us to the devices we have now, we're not gonna cut it. Which means our plan is really just hope. Maybe we can find something else through reconnaissance, but as it stands, you all would be going in there without much of a plan. Maybe a hunch. There's a shard, but no real plan. I urge you all not to take this lightly. Do not underestimate this place. Gods, it little T-Rex you had, that took down one wall of a under construction facility that's, even if it had been finished, it would have been half the size of this one. Sorry, I'm just worried. For now, we do just need to get more information.
What would you say is the biggest monster they've had in that Coliseum?
I'm not sure what the biggest is. I haven't actually gone and watched anything. I've been so preoccupied with scouting and all. But I do know that Diala herself is going up against a massive centipede monster as her next fight in 2 days. And I know Diala is a very skilled fighter, but honestly, her going up against that thing alone has me worried. I would like to try to get in there before then.
Mm-mm.
And you said 2 days?
Today,
Guess we
and
better work quick.
tomorrow, and the day after that.
Right. Well, guess we're on a time crunch.
When aren't we?
You all said you were going to
Eh.
check out the goblins that you know that are killing people, right?
Well, we didn't tell them to kill people, but yes.
Right.
Well,
We
we
Don't.
told one of them to kill someone.
We should probably make sure they stop killing people. Yeah, well,
Why don't we split up? Balthazar, you and I can stay nearby so that we can see through Zamora and Nordri, and the others can go see the goblins, maybe?
yeah, that'll work.
Oh, the two of
Okay.
us? Yeah, we seem
Yeah.
like the best two people to go talk to.
I
goblins.
was the one who convinced them to come over here and kill people. I can do it again.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's what it did, but maybe convince them of the opposite this time.
I don't think I can do that.
I like how we have the most chaotic aligned person and the most lawful aligned person going.
It should balance out.
Pebble's really
Yeah, for
bad
sure.
at being lawful well.
Yeah, I know.
No, that's the fun thing.
You two can go settle the goblin problem, and we'll see if we can scout out that Coliseum.
That sounds fine with me.
Well, I can do some more scouting in the meantime as you all get prepared, but is there anything you all would like Gon and I to do while you all do your individual tasks?
Well, Gon, can you offer some more clarity with your art that you've been putting up? Make sure it doesn't seem like it's for the king. Maybe some
You could-
tasteful imagery of him.
You could also perhaps use the word Tyrantororus. That is a scary word for rich people to read.
Gon is writing this down. All right, king is Tyrannosaurus. Very strong.
No,
No, it's
tyrant.
like a play on words.
The word tyrant. Use that one. Tyrant.
Got it.
Is that
okay?
Is that for after you've woken up?
That's for a bad person.
You're tired.
No.
See, keep an eye. See if Julia Neath leaves her property or sneaks out. She has something that we need to collect.
Gotcha.
If you could keep an eye on the whole property, just see what you can find. Keep an eye out for tieflings as well.
If it's the blue one from the academy, be careful. She specializes in enchantment magic.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, I'll get the stakeout set up on the manor. I'll give you a message on the setting stone if I see anything too major going on. And I'll send Teacup throughout the city to see if she spots any tieflings.
Good.
I'm so glad that name
Everyone, just stay safe. Gon, if you need anything, I still have the sending stone. If you can't get a hold of someone, just try and send out any sort of signal. We'll watch out for magic in the air, anything. Just
You know, cut to the part where like an entire fucking place blows the fuck up.
you're the only one that does that.
I have
magic.
faith in Shello. He could do it.
He probably could cause an explosion if he wanted
Also,
to.
the goblins could fucking do it. 100% they could.
You can check out the shop. I'm sure this implies if we have to hunt down fucking monster would be probably ideal. Because we would need to take it alive.
Are you guys all gonna check out the shop right now?
That sounds good.
All right, as you guys
I don't have
all do your
money.
like things of splitting up, you guys all walk out and start walking the same way down the street. It's kind of awkward for a moment till you realize you're going to the same place.
We don't need to split up immediately.
Outside is a this looks like it's just like a house, but it has like written on the windows in like white paint the words Voodoo Mama Vecma's shop.
What a wild name.
Voodoo Mama?
Voodoo Mama Vecma.
Vecma is very close to Vecna.
Walking
not like
in,
this.
it's kind of just like it definitely just seems like her house, but like in the front door it's like shut up with like a counter and like stuff. There's like vials, potions, or like dead animals in like jars, kind of like fermenting. Lots of
How
herbs
cozy.
and like dried plants like hanging from the ceiling, and there's people like buying like some like powders and stuff in here, or like some like incense and things. But she also has some other stuff that seems a bit more specifically interesting. You see, just kind of browsing, that she has these dice that supposedly commune with spirits to give you advice
Sounds good.
for 500 gold.
Sold.
Okay. Putting that in the you still have your basket from the Beneath Enterprises store, so you're just kind of putting things into that.
Of course.
You see a jar of beans, and then there's like little pouches
Yo.
around it. Each pouch has
Fuck
six
yeah, beans.
beans in it. For
Fuck
2,000
yeah,
gold.
beans.
Shello, you recognize this as the same kind of bean you bought prior to summon that giant tree ant?
Oh.
Great. Yeah, get one of those. Those were
Wait,
awesome.
giant tree ant?
Those are cool.
It's 2,000 gold for a bag of 6.
Whoa. Wait.
That could work.
Does anyone have a shitload of money?
It's not 6,000.
Can I pay for something partly in platinum, partly in gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
You should use your Electrum.
I don't have any. I didn't buy any. Thank God. Hold on. I need to do actual math now to see if I can actually afford this. I think I can. So that was what, 2,000? I mean, I have enough. I just don't know how much that leaves me with.
She has various diamonds priced at 300 gold.
But why would we?
Yeah, why would we buy diamonds? Are they just normal diamonds?
Maybe
don't-
the spell you have that consumes diamonds.
Oh fuck, wait. Oh, that's so shit. That's so true. So true,
Oh
bro.
my
I
God.
forgot about that. Holy shit.
I'm just sitting
Yeah.
here like, why the fuck would we buy diamonds?
Maybe
Yeah.
the
Sell our
maybe the
gemstones.
spell that you need a diamond to revive.
I'm gonna
any of your
buy
allies that die.
2 diamonds.
She has something called a bag of tricks.
I'm
for
actually gonna buy
500
3
gold.
diamonds.
Okay. And a bag of tricks.
What? Is it like a magic item?
Yeah, the bag
Ew.
of tricks is a pouch of furry balls, and you can pull out one of them and throw it, and it turns into an animal. The animal being random.
Does the animal do anything, or is it just like
It
cards?
makes the animal, and then it's just the animal.
It's just alive.
That's
instead.
Yeah,
awesome.
It makes
So it's just like the fucking cards.
And how much is that? No, the cards make an illusion.
Yeah, no, this is an actual animal. It just disappears after a day. It's 500 gold. It can make a weasel, a giant rat, a badger, a boar, a panther, a giant badger, a direwolf, or a giant elk.
Is anybody
Yeah, but
interested in that?
I don't have
No.
money.
Yeah, but would you
Not
be
for five.
interested in that if you had money?
Not
Yeah.
not for 500.
That's
no.
pretty sick.
Wasn't it 500
Okay,
gold?
actually, I was wrong. You can command the animal.
Well, now I'm very interested.
Yeah,
Fuck
now I really want it.
You can have it attack and such.
Yeah, okay. I'll
I
add
only have
that.
100 gold.
Well, it's in my
Okay,
cart.
you're
I
putting
might
it.
put
You're putting it
back.
in your basket. She has
Yeah.
blood stones.
I need that.
It's a diamond that contains the blood of a creature. You put the blood of a creature on it, and while the item is on you, you can use your action to divine the location of the creature that is related to the blood, whether it be the creature itself or a blood relative. That's 7,000 gold.
Is this?
What's the
Leave that
issue?
one there.
7,000. Nice.
What's the issue? I only have like 3.5 thousand gold.
Oh, well, that's your problem.
We need to start
Um,
robbing motherfuckers.
She has a bit of potions. She has potions of clairvoyance. It's this potion with like an eyeball that's like bobbing in this yellowish liquid. Looks kind of gross, but it gives you the effect of the clairvoyance spell without concentration.
Now that we've gotten past how useful and cool it is, what's the overpriced price tag on it?
It is 900 gold.
Oh, okay, it's not too bad.
It is a consumable item because it's a potion. She has potions of diminution. Diminution.
Diminution.
When you drink this potion, you gain the reduce effect of the enlarge/reduce spell for 1d4 hours. Basically, whoever drinks this shrinks down for a few hours.
We should
think
give it to
it's-
Shello and he disappears.
I guess diminution.
Mechanically, you become the next size down from what your size is. So if you're medium, you become small. If you're small, you become tiny. That's 250 gold. Then she has a potion of greater invisibility for 180 gold. Picking it up, you're like a little bit confused at first because the potion's container is just like empty and it's like weightless. It doesn't look like it's holding any liquid in it, but it's like sealed shut. And you realize it's because the liquid inside is invisible. When you drink the potion, you have the invisible condition for 1 hour. Then she has an elixir of health for 120 gold. When you drink this potion, it cures any disease afflicting you, and it removes the blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poisoned conditions. It's a clear red liquid with tiny bubbles of light within it.
Elixir, I might grab one of them.
And she has filters of love. This seems to be a very popular item she sells. It's basically a love potion.
The elixir of health, is that 125 gold?
That is 120 gold.
Thank you.
The love potions are 100 gold. It basically acts as like a poison. So you give it to someone else is the intention, and then the next person they see, they fall in love with.
Okay. I would. Hear me out, I would, but I still have all 3 charges on the Eyes of Charming I never used.
Oh my god.
We got into trouble. I didn't have an opportunity.
She has these like pipes, like musical instrument pipes made out of bones. They're called pipes of haunting. Everyone within 30 feet must make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you for a minute.
You have
And
to have
So
a
it's an
proficiency with the
Aztec death
instrument.
whistle.
And how much does this
The
cost?
pipes of haunting are 500 gold.
What was that other thing that was 500 that I really, really, really wanted? It was like the
Bag
ball
of tricks.
The balls.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'm taking that out of my cart and I'm putting it on the shelf where it doesn't belong, and I'm taking the bone instrument.
So he's like a
Um,
kid, like being told he can only pick one toy, but he keeps walking through other aisles and putting toys back in the wrong place and grabbing a new toy.
I
Bill,
don't
are you
have
ready
enough
to check
money.
out?
Yeah, I'm ready to check out. I don't
Okay,
have-
you go up to the cashier, which is seems to be Mama Vecma herself. She's a larger black woman with like an apron. She's currently like grinding some things in a mortar and pestle. Takes your basket and she's like, "Oh, if I were you, I wouldn't shop at Beneath Enterprises. You can get all your stuff here.
Well, they had so many wondrous items there, though. Do you
My
have?
stuff is genuine."
I'm not allowed to drink that.
Well,
Do you have weapons which are made with silver?
I could custom order some for you.
Well, what if I needed them now because I am scared of?
Okay, maybe they do have stuff I don't. Okay, whatever. What are you getting here?
These 3 items. I would like this spooky, scary dice.
You want the augury dice?
Yes.
She shakes the dice in
Please
like a
don't.
little Yahtzee cup, and she rolls it out onto the table, and she's looking down at it, and is like, "Honey, yeah, that's a good purchase." And she bags it for you.
I look
That's
at what it
500
said.
gold.
What did it say? Excuse me. What did it say? I did not hear it.
I'm sure you'll learn in time. Anyway, what was the next thing again?
The magic bag of magic beans.
Okay. Well, don't eat these. They're not edible.
Oh. What if I plant them and then eat the thing that grows?
It depends what grows. It could be all sorts of things.
The bean that I planted before turned into a very large, angry tree.
Well, could you eat that tree?
I could have.
I
No
guess
one
that
stopped
answers the
me.
question. Well, the bag of beans will be 2,000 gold.
Okay. And at last but certainly not least, scary, scary pipes.
Okay, 500 gold right there. Those blow those pipes into. It's scary. It'll scare people.
No, sorry.
Special
I got
voodoo
frightened.
magic in that.
Thank you for your voodoo.
Altogether, that'll be 3,000 gold. As you pay, she puts a little voodoo doll on the table, pin next to it, and then on the voodoo doll it has written, tip 15%, 20%, 25%, and you're supposed to pin the doll and where you want to make a selection.
And who is this?
Anyone else buying anything?
Yeah, I will. I want to get an elixir of health. That'd be good. Potion. I'll get a potion of greater invisibility as well.
Okay. With these 2 potions, that's 300 gold.
There you go.
As she takes the gold from you, she kind of makes like a face, her nostrils like flare up, and she like frowns, and she's like, "Ooh, Sonny, you got the stench of a hag on you."
Ew.
Yeah. The fun of making sacrifices.
Well, here's your potions. She kind of like pushes them towards you.
How did you know that I had a hag curse on me?
When you do dealings with a hag, the magic lingers, and I can definitely smell a lot of it on you.
Well, unless you know any way to get rid of it, it's not going anywhere.
Listen, I'm the voodoo mama, but I'm not dealing. I don't mess with no hags. That's dangerous territory.
That's a shame. Maybe Beneath Company might be able to help me out.
She brings out a piece of paper and starts drawing on it, and then like nails it into the boards, like the wall next to her. It's a little drawing of Balthazar, and it says, "Do not sell to this customer."
Oh my god.
Oh Lord, and
Yeah,
never
that's
do
fine.
that.
It's fine. I've got everything I needed. I've also got disguise self. I'm fine.
I only have enough gold to buy one thing, but it could end up being really funny. Because I only have 100 gold.
I can spot you.
No, I'm fine. It could be funny, but do you want me
Mherren.
to?
I will give you the gold. Just grab it.
I guess Mherren's gonna grab the love potion. This is gonna be so fucking ridiculous whenever this gets used.
You just keep
Balthazar
your
X
gold
Mherren
there.
is
I'll just
going to
hand you
become
the
a
gold.
fast burn.
Okay.
I'm just going to hand you the gold. I'm gonna give you the gold because she's not gonna accept it from me. So I'm just gonna remove gold
Oh my-
from me.
Goodbye, Bomber Voodoo.
Now finally, you redo your whole like splitting up speech type thing, and telling everyone to be safe and stuff. And now you actually go out and split up. Mherren and Balthazar are going a little bit outside the Colosseum for that, and Pebble and Shello heading towards the church. And it seems like a good place to leave off this session for next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a really nice session. I always love some good shopping, even if I only bought 3 diamonds and that's it. I wanted to buy some potions, but I don't want to give money to Neath, so I'll just raw dog
I mean,
it, I guess.
I do plan on killing at least the man and maybe his
True.
wife. I haven't decided on her yet.
It's
So-
so neat.
Buy from
Gerard?
Amazon as long as you plan on
What?
killing Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos.
You
in
wanna
the
kill-
future.
Yeah, you can get in fucking line.
I mean, I
get-
just want him dead. Okay, you can kill him.
You
Doesn't
deal
matter
with
who
you
does it.
deal with PT. You deal with those motherfuckers in PTA meetings. Then talk to me. I'm gonna blow up his motherfucking
You're
pancakes
gonna
with my
blow
mind.
him? Okay.
Okay.